Knowing where to start. Yeah.
Knowing where to start. Mm-hmm.
Say, okay, so this is the beginning of the video. We were already talking for a while, so now we're going to reintroduce our intro. This is episode 3 of Almas Despertando, and sorry, what's the topic again? It's just like knowing where to start or knowing how to start.
Yes. Knowing where to
Knowing how
begin.
to start healing, awakening.
Mhm.
Okay, maybe more awakening, right? Because like I was telling you guys, I'm kind of struggling still to kind of get into the rhythm of this. Even myself, like even the host, right, is like having trouble. But yeah, having trouble like awakening, right? Because I still feel like I'm stuck, trapped in a weird bubble where I know where I could improve on. It's just like
You don't know how to
Mhm.
start. And I'm
Yeah.
going to tell you too, when you say that we're stuck, that's a huge thing too, is that because sometimes you'll find yourself that everything is like flowing. And then you'll find these moments like you're just saying right now that you're stuck. Things come to a halt, right?
Mhm.
And it's like that's when you know there is something. And I guess that's what we're going to be talking about too, is what are those things that we can do to get started and get the ball rolling again, right? You said that you oh, I just lost what I was going to say. Go ahead. Anybody take it away.
What I wanted to say was that the reason I bring this up is because even just a while, like maybe like a week ago, I had a conversation with mom. Mom was just talking to me about some things. And I kept hearing some like keywords in what she was saying, you know, kind of like when you're ready, you'll know, or when you're ready, I could let you know. And I'm always kind of like, Mom, like, why don't you just tell me? You know, like, why can't you just tell me what you need to tell me? Tell me what your message. But you know, it's kind of like it's on me to be ready, to be prepared, to kind of be like awake already,
Yeah.
in order to hear this. And I know exactly what she means. I know exactly what I need. I feel like I know what I need to do, but it's still at the end of it very like troubling for me to get out of my comfort zone. And yeah, my comfort zone is kind of like, you know, I get home from work. My excuse is that, oh, you know, I'm tired. I drove a long way. I worked a long day, whatever. And from there, like, I kind of get in my comfort zone, right? And that's not, I know that that's not always healthy. I mean, yeah, I'm kind of like, you could say just chilling. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not partying. I'm not, you know, doing anything crazy, but I know I'm still not working on myself. I'm just being
You're not
comfortable.
feeling your possible true potential. And I'm going to jump in real quick because I feel like when I got stuck or when I have periods of getting stuckness, because it's not just like, oh, I started. Great. I'm going to keep on going to the very, very end. That's not how it is. It's like you start, sometimes you go take a break. Sometimes you get caught in that comfort zone. You go up again. It's a roller coaster. And I feel like when I get to the stallment in the stuckness
You hit
area,
a plateau.
it's because I, for some reason, forget, like this recent trigger was like that I don't deserve good things. Like, oh, once I finally get everything I've ever wanted, something bad's gonna happen, or whatever, you know, like that sabotage starts to kick in. You know, you don't believe in yourself that you are worth being healed. Like you kind of give up on yourself temporarily because you get like, oh, like I'm fucked up. I'm never gonna be perfect or whatever. Or, you know, you never. It's stuckness, and I feel like when you do get into that comfort zone, the best thing to get right back into the groove, I would say, is just really try to do things where you believe that you deserve like good things. And you know, like when you really believe that you're worth and doing good things, you're gonna make time to sleep, you're gonna make time to work out, you're gonna make time to, you know, read a book or whatever it is exercise, go for a walk, move your body, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah, when you feel worthy of good things, it's going to reflect in the actions that you pick out for yourself, you know, where it's like, yeah, it's easy to just sit down and watch a movie. I've been getting very comfortable too with going to the gym because, you know, like your hormones sometimes and periods, and I didn't want to go today, but I went and I feel amazing. I feel great coming back home. I feel good. And it's like, why was I denying that for myself? Because
You have
I didn't feel like I was worthy of it, you know? We forget. So
yes, and you have said, you brought up a great point too of when you look at the life that you want, the way that you're gonna attract it or bring it to you and do it is by making, because every single day when we wake up we have choices, right? Everything. If it's you're going to have a coffee today or a tea instead, or you're going to brush your teeth or not brush your teeth, whatever it is, our life is full of choices. The main key too is that you are doing things that are making you happy by you making those choices. Pick choices. If you have between a coffee and tea, which one's going to make you happier? When you think about the life that you want, which one's going to make you happier? If it's the energy tea instead of the caffeine, then go ahead and do it, and that is going to be make you happier. Then go for it. But do always make your choices that you have during your day of towards things that are making you happier, towards the life that you want. And believe me, that is also such a huge key on seeing a change. So if you want to be more active, what choices can you make to help you be more active that will also make you that you're connecting a feeling that will make you feel better? You know, if it's just walking and that makes you feel good, go for it. If it's for a run or just stretching, just starting stretching, and that's going to make you feel happy of the day, feel accomplished, then do it. And yeah, you're already leading towards that life of being more fit, more active, more, you know, flexible, more whatever. It makes a huge difference when you look at it that way too.
yeah. So I mean, it's perfectly okay to get into that comfort zone, but also, you know, be forgiving of yourself when you don't go to the gym, because, you know, sometimes you just feel like, oh, like emotionally it's too burdening to do something like that, whatever it may be. But when you do, even more of a reason to congratulate yourself, like, oh my God, I did this, I got out of the gym, I feel great, I'm glad I went today, and I hope tomorrow is also like today, you know, something
Mhm.
like that. Because we're gonna have down days. And then that's one thing too that I learned when I started on my awakening and spiritual journeys and whatever, that I could have a really good week, and then I'm going to have a day where I'm triggered or whatever. I feel embarrassed, humiliated. I don't know. I want to give up, whatever it is, because something didn't come out the way I wanted it. I reacted a certain way. I didn't have more self control, whatever it is. We're going to go down sometimes, you know, and by not doing everything that day to fix, I don't know, like to try to fix it. Like, oh, well, if I clean the whole house, I'll feel better. Sometimes it does help. There's other times though that I feel guilty. I'm like, wow, I just spent a whole day cleaning. It's gonna get dirty again anyway, you know, and I could have done this instead. Instead of getting that like mindset, like it's those decisions too, where it's like, oh, this is a negative thought and it's beating me up. Like I'm just not cancel. I'm human. It's all right. I'm gonna have a bad day. It's okay. And
Yeah.
and not let it carry over to the next day or to the next decision that we make. Because I know when you go to panic, you make a bad choice after a bad one, and then you feel guilty, and then yeah. So
Yeah, you're going down. No, yeah, that too. Like at the end of the day, when like my mom was saying, like we have these moments of reflecting of like, oh, what did our day look like? Make sure too that when you do think of the things that you didn't accomplish, that like Anna said, that it's not that you're not putting yourself down, that you're saying like, it's okay. I'm going to do tomorrow. It's a new day. I'm going to try again, because you have to know that you did your best you could. Never try to meet someone else's expectations
Your
or
best
whatever.
looks different every day.
Just know that you did your best. That's also huge too, because I used to blame myself to be like, oh, I didn't do this. Or if someone told me, oh, you didn't do that, I'm like, oh, and that would just put me down. And it's like, no, you have to remind yourself that I did my best and that it's going to feel good, that tomorrow is a brand new day and I'm going to start over again. And so those mindsets make a huge difference too, of the way that you talk to yourself, the way you think about yourself.
And sometimes it's the tiniest decisions, and then the more you accumulate those little decisions, you don't know, you like honestly, me 2 years ago, if I knew I was living where I'm living right now, working the job that I'm working right now, I would have not thrown so many tantrums about possibly just like, fuck it, I'm not going to take the test. Like when I was studying to get my insurance licensing, because I got really, really sick. I remember I got like super depressed for just like 2 weeks straight because I had sprained my ankle too. It was like all these things going on at once. And I'm just like, man, fuck it, I'm just going to give up. If I was thinking and saw how everything is playing out now, I'd be like, oh my God, I'm so proud. I'm so proud that I made that decision. That even though I was bleeding like crazy, I had the worst period. It was cold. It was rainy. My ankle was messed up. I was still recovering from a cold. I'm like, nope, I'm going to get that Uber. I'm going to take the bus, whatever it is, so I could save money, but make it there on time without spending too much money. And make it back home and
try your best and go for it. Yeah. And that is a perfect example of getting out of your comfort zone, because all of this is hitting you and whatever, and yet you're still going. And that's also too, when you're on the right path of doing something that is going to get you the life that you're looking for, or getting you further to what you want, to your goals, because things are going to hit you like that. Nothing is ever going to be easy. And especially when it's like something like that it's a test that you're going to get licensed to actually start with. You're right there, right at the finish line. It's just push a little further through, and then, it happens. And that's when those things in life sometimes hit us. And that's when you're tested the most, and you can't give up. You have to push harder, get out of that comfort zone.
Just like when you're working out and going to the gym, right? When you start to feel the burn, you want to stop. But that's when you know you're really making it
push a little further. Yeah.
You got to do like, no, one more. You got to keep pushing forward. And then, yeah. So.
Okay. So
you do.
So now that kind of gets me, I want to like stay on track, right? Like not on track, but like on track to spiritual awakening, because, I could obviously like relate to the things that you guys were saying, like going to the gym, pushing through, like that feeling is great. That feeling is amazing. And it's like proven. I've felt that before, but I want to get into spiritual awakening, and I want to ask Mom what she means when she says that I have to be ready. ¿Cómo es que quieres que estoy como preparado para eso? Like, en tu mente, ¿cómo es que tengo que prepararme para escuchar esas cosas?
Cuando ya te está llegando tu despertar,
Ajá.
que yo creo que ya te llegó, y a lo mejor ni cuenta te has dado, pero ya te llegó.
Ajá.
En el momento en el que estás hundido, que estás metido en algo, que todo se te bloquea, que todo se te viene abajo, que los proyectos, que el trabajo, que tú mismo te sientes que no puedes salir de ese hoyo y te sientes como... Pero a la misma vez también muchos podemos decir, ¿qué chingados está pasando? Sorry con la expresión, pero te empiezas a enterar de que algo no está bien, pero por una diferencia de que antes, cuando uno siempre dice, es que la racha, ya me llegó mi racha mala y estoy en la racha mala, pero va a pasar. Y cuando ya te llega el despertar, tú lo diferencias muy Y es muy diferente porque interiormente también te sientes mal, te sientes, o sea, que todo se te vino abajo. Puede ser en cuestión pareja, en cuestión trabajo, en cuestión de familia, en muchas situaciones. Y nadie está preparado para cuando llega eso. Te prepara la situación cuando te llega.
Ujú.
Y yo creo que a ti ya te llegó. Te llegó ya desde meses atrás y ahorita es como, digamos, estás mirando ya una luz al final del túnel, como que este es el camino, pero necesitas ahora sí que tú mismo hacerte esas preguntas, como te digo todos los días, por dónde tengo que empezar, por lo que más te sientas tú que tienes que trabajar. Y uno a veces quisiera que en un ratito solucionar todo, ¿no? Pues que esto, y no se
Sí.
puede,
Ujú.
porque realmente es paso a paso y no se puede todo a la vez. No se puede hacer todo a la vez. Cuando
No,
todo se te
pero creo que ahorita también estamos donde sí puede, you could be the one to know how quick you want to despertar for what you're doing to with yourself, like internally healing, right? Pero también tienes que tener un entender muy claro de que tienes que tener patience. Patience is huge key porque, like mom says, it can be day to day where it's not easy. In the beginning, at first, it's not easy because you're stuck. You don't know where to start. Once you start one thing, okay, yeah, you want to go to the next, and you like we're just explaining. There's things that you get hit with that it's right now so critical because those you're just in the beginning that if everything goes good, it's so easy to get back to where you were. So easy right now. And so that's why it's right now super important that you have that understanding of you have to take it slow and you have to be patient. Once you have a really good understanding of that, it'll slowly
For the beginning, like how mom's saying, you're going to be down in your dumps sometimes. It's going to be up and down. It's not just like I'm in the best point of my life ever. I want to be spiritually awakened, and then that'll be even a higher elevated. No, sometimes it's like when you're having a horrible day and then you're really reflecting, like, how did I get here? What decision did I make to get to this point? So my advice would be ready to get humbled really quick, because you have to be able to look at your inner self and yourself and be like, who are you? What are you? Like, how did you become you, who you are now, and the decisions and how you feel? Like, let's say 8-year-old you is looking at your age right now, and he's asking you questions like, why do you feel like you can't? Why do you feel like you don't know your purpose? Why? Like, like yourself at that age is looking at you right now and kind of mad or disappointed and being like, why don't you believe in yourself? But why?
Yeah.
But why? But why? Like, literally, like, and then it's not until you really start reflecting and like, yeah, why? And then you go deeper into like, oh, because my dad and because my mom and because and that's why. Oh, okay. And that's how it really starts. So I think the fact that you're already open and you want to be spiritually awakened, that's the first step. That's showing that you are ready to receive a whole bunch of things that you're going to realize about yourself that you need to fix in order for you to be better.
Yep. Wow.
And that is very humbling, because you got to see all the things you really do not like in yourself. And it's
the dark side of who you are. Yes.
Yeah, like there's one time I remember, I forgot what it was. I caught myself, I think it was on social media, or I don't even remember, being like, oh, what is this person me cae tan gorda? Like, why? Like, oh, it gets me so pissed, like, why? Is it because they're a bad person, or what is it? And you slowly start realizing, oh, the thing that I don't like about that person is what I think a little bit about myself. And then it's like, ugh, I gotta work on that. I don't like that about me. That's gross. Like you feel disgusted by yourself. Like, how did I fucking become like this? And then that's when it goes deeper, you know? And then the more you fix that, that'll help with like insecurities, things you have to feel like a kid. And you know, kids open. Like I remember that one time at the park, that like that little girl came up to us and we were just vibing and just was it, I guess kind of trauma dumping or whatever it is. One of the times we were at the park with the kids and quien se nos arrimó la abuelita and she just was like, yeah, my dad beats my
was
mom.
telling him, oh yeah.
And we're just like, what? And it's
Yeah,
like
it was crazy
kids
'cause
that
we didn't
age
even
have
know
no
what to do.
filter.
Yeah.
They say something, they were like, what? And they just blurt it out. And me and you were like, what? Like what?
What
Like
do we do?
call the police? Do you know how to call the police? Like you need to call the police if that happens again. And just you never know like what message you're gonna send off to this little kid. So imagine yourself in a very vulnerable position as a kid who's insightful and bright and just looking to be happy. And why are you not happy? You know, what questions would you ask yourself? I think that would be
That is one great, yes. Other thing too is like what Anna said about of her example of seeing someone online and, you know, finding that it's something in her that she didn't like. That's also a huge thing too, or who is around in your inner circle, because it is so true that everyone in your inner circle or that is close to you is a projection of you. My family, they're a projection of me. It's the same thing with your inner circle, your closest friends, and the people around you. So we're not, it's not for you to be like, when you look at them to be like judging, oh, there's and that, but that's sometimes what we do, right? We judge, but instead of being like, okay, this person like this, take it a step further and be like, he's like that, but hold on, now it's time to you actually putting up the mirror and be like, yeah, is that me also? Do I do that? Is that why I judge this person the way? And that is, it's so true to in our day lives and everything that we come across people and they come across us and they judge us and they hate us or whatever, but it's because of the things like Anna said, we project something off of them that they don't like, that it has to do with them, and the same thing vice versa with us.
or things that we lack. Like there'll be times where it's like, oh, I hate self-confidence and all of that, like optimism or whatever, you know, like there's going to be people that don't like the light that you bring, or someone else may not like that light. And then you got to look into it. It's like, why don't I like that? Like, why does it like piss me off? And it's like, maybe because you lost a little bit of your light, you know, like you want to be as optimistic. You want to be as whatever it is. Like, I don't know. So it's, yeah, I think that's a good place to start. Just really, you know, meditation. I think for me, that was like my first real beginning of like my spiritual awakening, because when I was going through a lot of stuff legally and all that stuff, like stress, custody, all that craziness, I remember thinking like, I'm gonna go crazy, like I'm gonna lose my mind, like honestly one of these days I'm gonna like lose my shit, like I need to do something. And then when I was going to therapy too, they're like, try meditating. And it was, oh, it used to piss me off at first and be like, just meditate, have you tried meditating? You know, it's like, have I tried to sit down with my friggin' ADHD brain and sit down and file my thoughts? And I was like, yeah. And every time it pisses me off or I go into some deep thing that gets me mad, whatever. And so it wasn't until one therapist told me, it was just like, and I was like, why meditating? Like, honestly, how is that going to make me feel better? If anything, it makes me always overthink shit more. Excuse my language. Sorry. And then he's like, well, it's not because you overthink. It's basically like you're cleaning a filing cabinet in your brain. You want to organize it. So whenever you want to get to things, you can get there. It's clean. It's not messy. That's basically what meditation is. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. It's like, yeah. So like, imagine you can really breathe and meditate, and when you feel like all the clutter's coming in, like prioritize it. Is this
organize it? Yes.
Is this something that needs to be fixed right now, or is it something that can get fixed over time? And then depending on the category, okay, that's pointless. Like I don't know why I'm tweaking about that. I was probably just hungry, and so that pissed me off more than it should. Whatever, let it go. And then this one, okay, yeah, this is prioritizing because this is gonna impact my money and where the flexibility I could do in my freedom, because whatever it is, okay? So I'm gonna prioritize this because this is stressing me out. And then you just prioritize. At first, the first level is prioritizing, and then once you have the list of like the priority file, whatever, okay, make a plan. How is this going to help me? How would I achieve it? With the most optimistic mind. Like if a kid was like, okay, I want to be a firefighter. How am I going to become a firefighter? I don't know, maybe deal with heat, get exercise, or whatever it is you think that's going to get you to a firefighter. Okay. Optimistic kid brain. And then meditating, that's basically what it is. You're sitting there and you're breathing and you're trying to process these thoughts without going into panic.
Yeah, and know too that meditation, it doesn't always have to be like how people like because I think too it's so misunderstood that people think that it's just literally being in complete silence. Yes, you do need silence to concentrate, but it doesn't need to be like que tienes que estar con los ojos cerrados or anything like that. Maybe to start off, I would suggest do it how people are telling you to do it, but sometimes it could just be by doing something you enjoy. For example,
or a break at work. You're sitting in the grass, just touch the grass. Yes. Feel the grass, lay down, enjoy the sun, feel the sun.
Exactly.
Be very present. Sometimes
yes,
it looks like that.
That is meditation. That is what is so confusing, that they think that you have to be completely quiet and you shut your mind. No, meditation is being present. So doing something you enjoy. For instance, on one of the things that I do is I paint, and painting, oh my God, takes me away. And like Anna says, you're prioritizing your thoughts. You're thinking about your day. You're trying to, what is it? Put your feelings in, what is it that you're wanting? But yes,
come from
present. And know that you have to be, you may feel crazy at first, Johnny, but you have to learn how to talk to yourself as you're another person.
Because the filing cabinet comes later on, because what you really, really have to work on at first is, like Fiddle said, being present. And a lot of the times they say like you're staying in the presence is going to be hard, because it's like training a puppy. You're trying to be like, and sometimes you have to talk to yourself and you sound, like Fiddle said, silly, to where it's like, I am sitting in this chair. I am in this room where the wall is blue. I can feel the fan.
My tongue is touching the back of my teeth. Or can I do this? Yes.
I still taste the garlic from my dinner, or whatever. Like being mindful, all of those things, being here and present.
Yes.
And when your brain starts shooting into stress, that's the puppy you need to bring back to here, right here.
Yeah, like even those things you guys are all saying, like I don't even realize half of those things on my own. Until you guys really start talking about it, that's what meditation is. It's being in the present. And honestly, I could see myself not really being in the present. I'm still in my comfort zone. And a good way that I could like tell you guys how I feel about it is that I feel like a bot. Like I sometimes spend a lot of time, playing video games. I sometimes feel like I'm just a bot for the video game, and I'm just like a random player sometimes. I'm like, dude, why am I spending so much time? I know I'm just a random player and I'm put up against another random player. I feel like a bot. Or even same with social media, like you leave a comment, you watch a video, but at the end of it, like you're just a bot that just kind of gave someone something else. But you're not really like paying attention to yourself. You're not present. You're just kind of stuck there. And that's one thing that I struggle with. I struggle with being a bot.
So lo importante es que se está dando cuenta de eso, que ya está tocando los puntos. Por eso es que digo que sí, o sea, nunca sabemos cuándo nos está llegando el despertar de saber todas esas cosas, porque eso va incluido en nuestro interior y nuestro ser espiritual, hablando de esa manera. Y es como le digo, o sea, no se puede todo a la vez, pero que sí que esos puntos, poco a poquito, que se vaya dando cuenta de eso, porque todo nos toca diferente. Y como estábamos hablando igual de la meditación también, es importante, pero no todo nos funciona, porque no todos podemos apagar acá la loca esta que está de run, y no nos deja concentrarnos. Pero puede ser a lo mejor música que le haga, hasta cuando viene manejando, qué sé yo, y una canción que le llegue así, que le suba la vibra, no que le baje la vibración, sino que incluso que tú vas manejando y tú te sientes que estás haciendo ya cosas diferentes. Tu cabeza te transportó quizás una melodía que te conecta con algo, no sé.
Yeah.
Y llegando a la casa, tú llegas con algo diferente de ya decir, ahorita que llegue a la casa yo voy a hacer esto. O sea, tú mismo te vas programando de que esos son los pequeños cambios donde yo digo que es lo que nos funciona. Porque cada uno tenemos nuestras diferencias de cómo poder conectar. A mí me conecto igual con la naturaleza. Yo me salgo y yo luego empiezo ya a conectarme con los árboles, con el pasto, con las flores, con todo. El agua, qué sé yo. Entonces yo ya estoy en mi mundo, en mi burbuja, pero estoy en otras cosas positivas. Que a lo mejor si estoy teniendo quizás un mal rato acá en el interior de acá de la casa, que no son malas cosas, pues, pero digo yo, la gran diferencia es de que digo, bueno, me conecto acá y se olvidó lo que estaba pasando acá.
No,
Porque ya no me importancia en eso, sino me estoy conectando con lo que yo me quiero conectar.
Yeah. Y hace una gran diferencia cuando uno está conectándose, porque, por ejemplo, like, I hated, más bien, porque ya estoy cambiando eso. I hated washing the dishes. Oh, era para mí un pesar. El peor momento del día era lavar los trastes. Y ahora lo que estoy haciendo, lo que aprendí fue que by washing the dishes, I can get into the meditation, so easy into the meditation state, being present. ¿Por qué? Porque me ayuda la agua, it's warm, gets me grounded, keeps me connected. Estoy lavando los trastes y mi mente está being present, enjoying.
Washing away your stress with the dishes.
Yeah. Yes, estoy pensando en cosas así como dice Mom, we're checking in with ourselves. What am I doing? Am I enjoying? Yes, I am enjoying this moment because I'm taking the moment to reflect and release everything that I need to at that moment. And I'm switching something that I hate to something peaceful and calming, and it gets done, So we have to find things like that too, to make our life day to day enjoyable, and that we are enjoying and that we are in peace. But yes, it does take a lot to make sure we are finding those moments being present.
Yeah. Y que si, por ejemplo, en este caso, ahorita que estoy con Johnny, que él está conmigo, ¿verdad? Yo, como le digo, yo no quito mi dedito de mi renglón. Mientras yo esté aquí, voy a tratar de hacerlo, no por como hacerlo sentir como, es que ya no tienes que hacer, es que ya no. No. Sí puedo decirle como confesión en mi interior, que es como decir, Señor, dame la paciencia, porque yo ya quisiera que ya hubiera pasado, ¿no? ¿Por qué? Porque para lo que yo siento ahorita, digo, el tiempo se nos está yendo a cada momento así, pero a la vez digo, pero es que cada uno tiene el tiempo, cada uno tiene el tiempo perfecto y va a ser el tiempo perfecto. Y entonces ahora lo que digo, lo importante es que está aquí. Y la importancia que ahora, que en las noches que digo, me voy a dormir, te digo, me doy mi escaneada y voy directamente a su pensamiento de él en la noche, a lo mejor no sé si ha dado cuenta, y platico con él y le hago saber solamente lo que yo, como su mamá, quiero lo mejor para él. Que el día que yo ya no esté con él, le quede simplemente esa experiencia. De cuando estuvo conmigo, o sea, lo mejor que quise fue hacerlo, darle ese empujoncito solamente. porque las decisiones y todo lo va a tener que hacer él solo. O sea, yo no puedo hacer ni por ti ni por nadie, simplemente estar en el momento presente, que es ahorita, mañana, al rato, los minutos, segundos, lo que nos toca estar. Es eso, disfrutarlo y que solamente para mí la paciencia, que es lo que menos se me ha dado, todavía sigo en eso, trabajando en la paciencia porque es difícil. Para mí la paciencia. Yo pienso que a veces digo, ay, Señor, ¿por qué? ¿Por qué? Pero pues sí, yo creo que yo decía, bueno, ¿y quién tuvo paciencia conmigo? A mí nadie me dijo, nadie me estuvo. Pues yo misma, yo tenía que trabajar en mi paciencia también conmigo misma. Conmigo misma tenía que estarle duro, duro, duro. Entonces ahora yo digo, él lo veo y digo, pues lo veo todavía en un cuerpo de un muchacho, pero lo veo todavía como un niño. Para mí, sigue siendo un niño, pero digo, a la misma vez, quiero que ese niño igual se entere de que está en este proceso y vea todas esas cosas que él necesita, como ese niño a lo mejor lastimado, ese niño que le ha afectado, ese niño, para que empiece a ver todas esas cualidades que él tiene y empiece a trabajar consigo mismo. Y empiecen a verlas, y más bien que él empiece a ver todos esos resultados que él quiere ver.
Yeah, I
No
think
lo que él necesita ver.
yo digo que the biggest opener for me was always when you finally truly realize que te mereces lo mejor. Significa cambios en ti para ser la mejor versión tuya, ¿verdad? And then ya, toma tiempo para que uno quede a ese punto donde se siente que se lo merece, que no, like, que no estás fingiendo, que no estás mintiendo para llegar a un lugar mejor. Eso con tiempo, con mucho trabajo, se empieza a ver que pues se lo merece, te mereces lo mejor, te mereces ser feliz, te mereces las cosas que quieres. Si decides, yo quiero comprarme esto, te lo mereces, ok. Actúas como y haces cambios mejor, empezando con ese pensamiento de que, I want to be spiritually awakened. Why? Because me lo merezco. I deserve to be at peace with myself and my family and everybody that I love, because I deserve it. And yeah, I think it's a process.
For that, it is definitely a process, because it doesn't come easy accepting that sometimes. Because for me, I've heard it so many times too. And that people will be like, oh my gosh, like you have such a beautiful vibe, or you don't even know what you're capable of. And I was just like, in one ear come out the other, because where the hell? Because I don't see it. Like, what the hell are you talking about? You don't know me. Like, and it's like, no me la creía. And until I guess there had to be something something that clicked for me to be like, no, yes, I am freaking deserving, and I deserve this, and I deserve so much more. But I will suggest too that also too, for that, say it to yourself, even if you don't believe it at first. So it's fake it till you make it, because there will be a moment that it will click to you, and te la vas a creer, porque you're going to know that it's the truth, and you're going to believe it, and it's going to be your truth. But it has to hit you. Know too that there's going to be things too that que, así como I know mom is one of your biggest things, that is she's going to do a lot of, give you a lot of messages that are going to click to you, and you have to puzzle them together, because yes, they're no one, Johnny, is ever going to give you the answers just like that. Never. Because nobody knows your situation. ¿Mande?
No se vale contestar el examen.
No.
Nomás que puede...
Sí, y es porque es el tuyo, no es de los demás. Porque yo puedo decirte que, yo te doy las respuestas, porque te estoy dando las respuestas mías. Y sabe que si te hagan que sean respuestas para ti, no, pero puede ser un pedacito, puede ser de todo lo que diga de mi vida, a lo mejor nada más un pedacito es ese pedazo de the puzzle que necesitas tú.
Yeah.
Y seguirle on your day to day.
No, ya, pues esa es la cosa también, es que sí siento y me digo que ya estoy cerca de eso, pero no sé por qué no, like, I can't do it. I don't know. Like,
What do you feel that you can't do?
I don't know, like, I don't know. I always feel like it's a power, you know, like using your superpowers, because that's how like mom always made it seem to me. Growing up, you know, like, oh, you also have like a gift. I'm like, I want to know what kind of gift I have. Like, well, what do you mean, you know? And I still feel like I'm getting close to that, and I know what I need to do. It's just it's kind of like annoying for me to not
having it all right there and then.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you too that one thing that's gonna suck, because you doubting yourself or keep questioning it too, you're blocking it. You're blocking from getting your answers. You have to let go of. Tienes que dejar ir de cómo es de que you're gonna get there. No más tienes que lo que tú tienes que entender es de que si tú tienes un gift. Si eres,
you have to believe that
you're a creator of your own world. Here, you don't have to know every single thing here to get here yet, porque entonces si fuera así, then like it just doesn't matter.
A lo mejor no te lo crees que te diga, digamos, ahorita Vero o Ana, te lo digan, ay, mira, ya sabemos cuál es tu gift, y te lo digan ahorita y tú dices, no, ¿cómo crees? Ni se lo va a creer.
Yeah.
No lo tiene que sentir él y que dejar que solito.
You have to let go of the control of wanting and knowing exactly.
Porque ya es lo que yo digo, o sea, de por sí ya está. Yo lo que yo veo, ya está, él ya está listo. Es nomás simplemente, como digo yo, esas pequeñas cosas a lo mejor no son ni tan grandes, en las que él tiene que empezar como a trabajar en esas, a lo mejor respuestas que a lo mejor él quiere, él las tiene que encontrar, y a lo mejor no son ni tan difíciles. Y nomás una, dos, empiece él a trabajar y ya, se suelta todo y al rato fuera.
Y sí, y creo que una de las cosas que es muy clave que we've been talking about all today's is being present. Así como lo dijiste tú, es porque tú te sientes ahorita que estás muy como on robot, then cambia eso, ponte más esto.
Podemos darle lo más común.
Encontrar, aunque sea like 5 minutes, aunque sea 5 minutos, y lo vas incrementando así, pero momentos que estés realmente presente. In esos momentos, it's when you're going to get your answers. Things are going
you can even do it when you're eating too. That's one of the things when I was taking therapy. Like, if you feel like it's really hard for you to like stay focused, start with eating. Take a bite. Be very mindful. Like, this tastes this. The texture feels like that. The flavor is like this. You know, really focusing your chewing. Every piece that you swallow, like, start there, start small, be mindful, be present.
Yeah, because even when I'm eating, I'm watching YouTube and I'm still another bot.
Eso es lo que iba a decir, es que mira, esto es lo que nos quita todo.
Yeah. All you are, Johnny, is distracted. That's all it is. Estás muy distraído, te está yendo, your life is going by you and you're not living it.
That's
hard to delete the app. I had to delete the apps and delete my accounts too for that reason, because
if it comes to you have to do something so drastic like that, freaking do it.
Sometimes it's just a detox. It could be like, take a couple weeks without it, and then you'll slowly realize, like, oh my God, I've been using so much time.
Y antes pensaba que Facebook era lo más imposible que en mi vida iba a poder yo soportar cerrar mi cuenta. Y dije, madre, perdón. No, ahora TikTok sí, pero trato de que sean cosas que que me interesan, no sé, mensajes o si ya ve qué chismes y mejor le doy, porque no, es que no me interesa saber qué chismes. No, o sea,
Yeah,
no.
that's true.
Pero esto es lo que nos roba tiempo y de los que les iba a comentar rapidito. Antes, en nuestras familias, yo me recuerdo que mi abuelita tenía una mesa grande de madera y todos los nietos y todo, y a la hora que ella decía 9 de la mañana, les voy a hacer de desayunar frijoles fritos con queso y un bolillo, o tortillas, o qué sé yo, y todos estamos comiendo, y ella platicándonos, o diciéndonos de algo que pasó, qué sé yo, contándonos de algo que pasó en nuestra familia, pero todos estamos en la comunicación, y era bien bonito estar todos, pero comunicándonos en la mesa. Y hoy, si ustedes ven, eso se ha perdido. Porque está uno en el restaurante, está uno ni está comiendo, pero que está en el teléfono, está uno así.
Not in my family. Eso sí, creo que es una de las cosas que me ha quedado siempre.
Pues esto es muy bueno, pero como te digo, o sea, en los que no, todavía tenemos que trabajar todavía en eso, porque eso es lo que nos ha robado toda esa, pues claro, es la distracción más grande que hay ahorita en todo.
Yep.
See, and that's why I also said that this podcast keeps me in check. You know, the 2 weeks that we went without having the podcast, I got lazy. I was sleeping in. I don't know. I wasn't doing much. And you're right. It's like the dinner at the table right now. Like, hey, it's 7 o'clock on Sunday. Let's get to recording. This needs to be done. And it it obviously kind of helps me become a little bit more responsible on a Sunday. And I'm like, okay, I gotta get ready for this, prepare myself. And
es que yo lo tomo como ese momento que nos podemos quizás hasta reunir entre nosotros. Por eso mismo, porque digo yo, pues no nos vemos toda la semana, no sabemos, no comunicamos, no puede. Entonces digo, lo agarro con ese pretexto que vamos a grabar, pero sí se siente la energía de repente cuando ya está la hueva. Sí, yo sé que están ocupados también, yo lo sé. Es importante también nuestras cosas y también por eso que yo les digo, o sea, cuando haya, sí, hay que disfrutar también la familia y qué padre que puedan ustedes disfrutar con los hijos.
Todo se puede. Otra cosa también es que he aprendido de que todo se puede. We could do everything. Y yo era una de las que, oh my God, I don't have time for nothing. I'm a mom. I do this, I do that. I'm like, ¿dónde chingados se me va el día? Like, what? I didn't do absolutely nothing. Y te digo, es por lo mismo, porque uno está en su misma rutina de automatic and you're just doing the same thing you're doing every single freaking day. A little it changes a little, but it's the same thing.
Pero no es nada diferente porque todo es lo mismo, ¿no? Es la rueda del daily de lo mismo, pero no salió nada diferente.
Y y cuando practicas esos momentos de estar presente, you'll notice de que el tiempo no existe. El tiempo no existe. Puedes hacer tu tiempo for everything. Antes te digo que no podía yo ponerme a hacer algo porque yo ponía el pretexto de los niños que no me dejan y que de esto. No, ahora te digo, tengo tiempo para pintar, tengo tiempo para estar en mi computadora si quiero, tengo tiempo para estar para mis plantas, tengo tiempo para leer, tengo tiempo para estar con Fernando un rato, para jugar con los niños. There's time for everything. And it's all it is by being present and being in the moment and you being in control of your life.
Y es que en realidad no es el tiempo, es lo que nos han metido eso siempre, que el tiempo, te traen así cortito el tiempo. Es la calidad de lo que tú das a cada espacio y a cada persona y a cada momento y situación. Esa es la calidad y es lo que te hace rendir todo el día, de disfrutar. Cuando estás, te disfruto.
Yeah, you're right, Mom.
Yeah. Y los disfruto igual en este momento, que es lo que yo digo, o sea, yo me siento feliz de estar en este momento.
Me too. Por eso digo que sí me hizo también a mí falta estas 2 semanas, también me hizo falta. I like this Te digo que son cosas que tenemos que estar haciendo que nos traen alegría, que nos traen esos momentos de enjoyment, and this is one of them. This is one of them. So I know this is. Did you guys see too that how many views we have too? That's pretty crazy.
I was
Have
kind
you
of
guys seen
impressed.
that?
And
Me
just in our
too.
last
I was just all
episode,
like,
20
what?
views and 4 likes, average time of 17 minutes. Just like, okay, some people are in here for a while.
Yeah, I saw that too, and I was impressed. And I'm like, I know for sure that for me, as a follower too, that I am taking the moment to watch and see, porque that's what's going to count for us, right? Porque según es de que estén viendo the video, right?
Right.
That counts. Pero sí, yo también me quedé sorprendida, and I was just like, wow, by doing something I love. Yo puse en mi board así, I get paid to be me. So just simply of doing the things that I enjoy, it's bringing me fulfillment. It's bringing me, opening doors for me, opening whatever, putting me in the right path, porque estoy haciendo lo que me encanta, lo que me hace sentir bien. So
I heard a really good, I don't know if it was a podcast, I don't even remember, but it was a motivational TikTok maybe. But she was talking about how anytime you've ever dreamt something where I was like, oh, that'd be so nice. Like the fact that your brain came up with this idea of, oh my God, that'd be so great, was because you in another lifetime or you in the future already planted that seed of something that you're capable of doing.
yeah.
And so if you really truly like, oh, well, that's awesome. What do I need to take the steps to get there? Because I'm going to get there no matter what, sooner or later. Why not sooner than later? What are the steps I could take to get there? And then the first pop-up thought that came up to my head was, having my hacienda in Mexico with some land where our family, like, have a community garden and just, like relatives. We could either go to retire or go to just our bloodline, our family, our descendants. That would be a place where we could always go. It has a community garden. It has, roles where like someone's the baker, someone is this, someone is that. And it's a small community. It could be in the middle of nowhere, but that's my vision. And it's like, what kind of money would I need to make in order to run that, in order to support it? I don't know. I've always thought too of like, it'd be cool to get into like the scientific part of like tequila and how they distill it and how things like that, like things that we have our resources. How can we make money? How could we support our little family community thing? That for me, I got excited because I was just like, oh man, then maybe I am going to be a lady in an hacienda when I grow old, but I don't want to wait until I'm old. So why not start making that change now? Like, how am I going to get there? Like, first of all, you have to start with a building and then buy more land and have more buildings there. I don't know, like coming up with a plan. So it's not just a dream or an idea. It's something that you can obtain. Like if other people have done it. Like there's so many books of people that started from nothing. They lost an arm, they lost a leg, and they come to all this amazing fruition over an idea. They just didn't let it be like, never gonna happen. No, you could be like, that could happen. What do I gotta do for that to happen? So that for me was like a very big eye opener thing, because what's the one thing I could do today to get me prepared for that in the future? And I was, considering like taking a accounting class, little things like that, where it's like, yeah, now I'm doing great. And I'm glad with insurance. I'm happy, but I don't want this to be the rest of my life. And the only thing that my life is going to depend on,
Yeah. Right now, too, I'm still trying to find what my answer is or where my path is, but it's coming to me so much stronger now that I need to be doing something with my money. I need to find in what to invest it in, you know, and I'm nagging right now, Fernando, the past week actually, to get, babe, what can we do to either do we start a business or do we rent, do we buy property and rent it? Like, I'm over here finding something because I'm being told I need to invest. And that's just like, okay, but what? I need you to to lead me to the right path.
You're gonna start lost like Johnny too. It's gonna get there. You're gonna get there eventually.
Yeah, and I'm trying to let go a
Or
little
you
bit
look.
of that control porque I'm in the look for it, pero sí está in my mind de que okay, I know I have to do it. I'm just waiting for the sign or waiting for the path that it's going to feel right. Porque créeme que sí se me ha venido diferentes ideas o whatever, pero it's like, ya como que le pienso demasiado y como que me voy, no creo que no va a ser. Digo, no, es que no se siente que that's it. So, but yes. So that's where I am right now. Pero sí.
Okay. Well, that wasn't too bad. I think we're getting close to the hour mark. If you guys want to maybe start wrapping it up around here, I don't know. But I learned a lot already, and I feel like, I mean, again, I know what I need to work on. I know the things. I know the answers. It's just the motivation. It's just where I get stuck. But I'll work on that this week, being a little bit more present. I think I know the steps that I need to do for that too. And I'm already halfway there. Sometimes I'm present and it's just like I just pull myself back to playing video games or something, and I'm a bot again. So that's my lesson learned from this week and this episodes. Yeah, so that's what I learned. Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
For me, it was good. Being present too, being able to like filter out the things that you've learned, you know, like the moments, like I was telling Jonathan too, sometimes when I'm trying to figure something out, like something with work, like should I start looking for another job? It's kind of slow, like, you know, things that I'm trying to resolve, just talking about it out loud, telling him about it, and him giving a viewpoint like, oh, what if this and that? Like, I'm not asking for you to fix it, but just give me an input. And yeah, I mean, I really liked the advice, and I'm like, yeah, that's good. You know, that's what I was thinking. But, you know, until you speak it out loud, sometimes put it out there in the air, then you're like, oh, that sounds funny. Why would I think that? Or you never know. And so
very true.
Starting it, being present, being accountable, talk about it, write about it. I don't know, whatever.
Don't push things till tomorrow. That just came up to my mind because I feel like I do that a lot. I do that so much where I push things out to the next day. The next day I'll do it tomorrow.
Procrastination. That one for me is hard as well.
Yes.
Because because the kids, you
O
can't
de 4 cosas, o sea, solo enfocarte en una, no, o sea, no te presiones con todo a la vez.
And be proud of yourself when you get one of those things done. Like, I did a great job and it's done.
Yeah.
Like for me, what I was noticing
too, califícate y lo logré, lo hice una a la vez. O sea, no es necesario que, aunque sí, la verdad sí se pone uno como que, y eso es lo que uno, mañana, un rato, pasado mañana, ya se pasó una semana. Y no hiciste de todas ninguna, de todas una.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah, and what Anna was saying too of speaking it out loud, that's what I was going to say when you said that you know what you have to do. You don't have to share them with us because it's yours, but do speak it out loud, I think too. So to make sure that you're hearing them, because one thing is to just thinking of them, but then again, they're just there. They could just be another thought that just comes in and goes. But like I said, when we're being present and we're talking to ourselves, that's when we're also doing the work of being like, okay, what am I doing? Asking yourself the questions, and how can I be better? How can I do this? Do the same thing with, okay, I know where I need to start. Point 1, this is what I'm struggling. Actually say it out loud to yourself. So you're hearing it and not just to the thought of it coming in,
Yeah. Wow. So yeah, I see procrastination as a big issue for me right now. So I gotta work on that.
Y es que esas palabras tienen mucho poder, incluso hasta decirlas con su verdadero nombre, porque cuando las dices, no, pero es que a lo mejor puede ser esto, puede ser. Pero es una palabra correcta que digas tú, pues es que eso es.
I need to fix my credit, stuff like that. Just really push it. Say it out loud. So
Pero
that,
sí lo vas a lograr. Pues.
Yeah, focus, do little things that'll help with it.
yeah, stuff like
Yo
that.
creo en...
Do some reading.
Hemos podido salir.
Yeah.
Aquí estamos.
Yeah.
Estamos.
It's that
Y para eso
extra
estamos, para
push.
ayudarnos.
We got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Love you
All right,
guys.
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much
Love
for
you,
listening.
Ana Vero.
Goodbye,
Rones.
sisters.
Bye. Love
Goodbye,
you.
See you guys
Flores.
next
Goodbye, Anna. Goodbye,
Bye.
Mom.
Have a good week. Happy
Bye.
Sunday.
Love you guys.